married my sister or something like that.
Oh, married my sister. You know,
I'm not trying to say anything though. I mean, I'm not,
Did you ever see the video? Did you ever see the video of I think it was Mickey James on Jerry Springer? There's a YouTube video. If you guys go to YouTube.com, you can search for that. I think it was her. Somebody in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was her, and she was on Jerry Springer. That was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, crazy. If you ever get a chance to check that out, make sure you do. Where'd we leave off? Oh, Vicky Guerrero came out. We talked about this.
Excuse me.
Was that like? She gets. I mean, you could barely hear her. And it didn't. It didn't.
Excuse me.
Terrible, absolutely terrible, man. For her to come across, it's terrible. But it's in a great way, you know what I mean, where she gets that heel heat with that excuse me thing that she does. I mean, I've been there live for a double SmackDown taping here just a few months ago, and I've never heard that much heel heat, you know what I mean? And
you know what they should do, the WWE, is they should put her voice, that excuse me, as a ringtone.
Oh, Jesus, yeah,
right? You walk out, excuse me,
As the phone rings,
like, look at it goes, but hey, you still
it goes over and over. Excuse me. Every time it rings, you know what I mean? Oh no, man! Don't give him any ideas, man. Don't give him any. Hey, you know what? Did I tell you earlier today? Paul Heyman actually sent me an email. I'm going to be plugging some things for him. A reality show in the work. He is one of the nicest guys that has ever emailed me. So I'm going to be doing some stuff. You'll see some reality stuff with him up here on the website. He's going to be doing something in the next few months. So that was cool of him to do. I'm going to help him out with some stuff. So you guys will be seeing that here in the next few months. So
can we see you walk around with an old school cell phone with a tail in the back of your head? Please? Can you be like Paul Heyman for Halloween then or something?
Yeah. Heyman is honestly one of the nicest guys. You know what he said? He said, Ryan, I've been a fan of your work for many years now, and appreciate you. Just a huge internet fan. Scarsdale, New York. Yeah, but a huge internet fan. I mean, it took me off guard. Paul Heyman was a big fan of the internet website. So we're going to be working with him here in the next few weeks, which is going to be cool. You guys will see some stuff up here on the website about that. Vicky Guerrero, back to that. I mean, we basically talked about it. She's the new general manager of Raw, and we know why. Teddy Long is now the new SmackDown general manager. My apologies.
Returning back to home. Going back home.
Going back home, no doubt. So
moving on up.
So that's it. I mean, we don't have to talk about that. How about Santina Marella? Please, man, please bring back Santino. Santino is hilarious, all right? I mean, I know some of that stuff gets stale. You can't use them week after week after week, but this Santina thing it's not doing it for me. I don't know what the plans are, if they're going to have Santina go on and defeat somebody for the women's title or how they're going to do this.
I hope they don't, continue it. I mean, it's funny, but exactly, it's one of those gimmicks that it's almost like Goldust. You know what I mean? In that respect, where his character, you can't see it every single week. It has to be kind of dramatic and funny, and I think it's that gimmick. Hopefully next week would be the last thing that we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that they don't decide to put Santino on SmackDown and then Santino on Raw.
Ah, there you go, huh?
Oops.
That's a good point. That's a real good point that you just brought up. Santina on Raw or Santina on SmackDown and Santino. That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that, but that's good.
It just literally just came out just now. So
yeah,
if anyone from creative is listening to this in Stanford, well then,
that is possible, man. I mean, the way they're going about this now, that's very, very possible, man. No doubt about it. I don't know. We don't have anything confirmed or anything like that, but that'd be a great idea to send one of them over. Look at you in the chat room, huh? Chatting it up with the guys. Not bad, man. I like it.
try to keep that open line of communication.
Open line of community. You got to support the people that come to the live chat room, the people that come here every week, 7 to 9 Eastern Time, every Tuesday night, WZROnline.com. It's WZR Radio, baby.
Live, uncut and unrawed. Or something uncut.
Tear down the house every week, right? Come on here and tear down the house.
Wrong song again.
Yeah, right. No, wrong TNA pay-per-view. Remember the TNA pay-per-view, man? Remember when they had the fire at one of the TNA pay-per-views and the whole crowd erupted in the roof's on fire or however the song goes. Do you remember that? Like last year. I think it happened last year.
That's with what's his freaking name? I don't know why. It evaporated in my brain.
Oh, what are you looking for?
The match itself, the guy that wrestled.
Well, I think it wasn't in the. I think it was in the opening. It was in the opening of the pay-per-view where they did the pyro.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And then when they did the pyro, something in the rafters caught on fire, so the crowd saw the smoke up there or a little flame up there and broke out into the roof. The roof's on fire, da-da-da-da-da. And then they had to evacuate the whole arena, and then they brought them back in during a live pay-per-view, which was crazy. They actually shot backstage. They had Jeremy Borash out backstage and said, well, we've got the fire department here, da-da-da-da. I mean, you're on a live pay-per-view. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? So they had guys coming up, cutting backstage interviews, nothing planned out. That was live.
It's live. That's what it is. You cut through it, and there's no editing. And you just got to roll with it. Yeah, and sometimes it's amazing. It's kind of kind of funny.
Okay, I mean, it was all right. I mean, for what it was, I mean, what are you going to do? You're on a live pay-per-view. It's the same thing. We're on a live radio show right now. What if something were to just drastically happen right now where, I don't know.
Song plays before the actual show starts. I mean,
there you go. Hey, take that up with JSK.
Yo.
Take
that
two,
on the phone here.
Take two. All right, so we had Beth Phoenix versus Santino Marella. You know what? We got to take a commercial break. Beth Phoenix versus Santino Marella. This was kept short, and that may rule out the possibility of a Santina versus Beth Phoenix match at the Backlash pay-per-view. I figured they were going to do a one-on-one match. Maybe Santina would win the women's title or something like that. But they got that out of the way last night on Raw. Beth Phoenix and Santina Marella. Well, Santina got the pin, so they didn't totally write it off. I mean, they're going to go at least a few more weeks with that because that wasn't anything. That was no write-off or anything.
Now we'll get like a mixed tag next week or something like that between those, and then they'll probably wrestle one more time 1 week before the event, or they'll end up playing or doing a gimmick match or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, we've only got one more match: Randy Orton versus Vince McMahon. I'll tell you what, man. Let's take a commercial break. And we'll come back after the break. We'll run down that match. We'll talk the big return last night with Batista, and then we'll come back. After that.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys, you're listening to WZR Radio with Jose Rivera and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. And we're back. WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. S.A. Clark, Vatos Rivera, talking Monday Night Raw, taking your live phone calls here in hour number 2. Jose, you still with me, brother?
Hello.
Hello.
Can I help you? You order pizza?
Somebody in the chat room said they had Taco Bell.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. What should I eat? And someone said Taco Bell, and I'm like, Taco Bell? I haven't had Taco Bell in a while, actually.
You know, my new apartment, the new place I'm going to be moving into next week, has a Taco Bell and a Wendy's right down the road. We all know about Wendy's with the $1 double stackers, $1 chicken sandwiches.
It's funny. I saw actually a commercial